Picking up where we left off last time, you all destroyed a small clan of vampires. The first two were a little bit more of a fight, and then the last five you literally spit roasted. Not even spit roasted, you literally grilled them. Just lit up the entire room like an easy bake oven and let them roast.
Yep.
I was about to say, we left them in the oven too long.
And when they tried to come out, we just played goalie.
Because unfortunately, you put us up against vampires without realizing that one of our party members had a spell that basically made vampires obsolete.
Nah, more like the GM was like, let's see if you're smart enough to actually do something first, and let's see how powerful it really is. Oh my god, they burn. How
Oh my god, they're all dead!
Follow. Oh, just gotta follow.
Anti-undead.
Thank you for the follow.
Yeah. Admittedly, we probably could have handled that without the Lona, but it would have took us a lot longer.
Mm-hmm. So with that said, last time you had to leave off a little bit early because I had nothing planned for you guys to loot through. Now, the GM has a small list. First of all, we'll go with the easy, normal stuff. Gold! You realize that...
Has he gotten the list out?
Yes, I got the text file open.
So realizing that these vampires have likely been sneaking off extra items as well as monetary value off of merchants passing through this area and getting trapped by the storms, you find 17,000 gold.
Dear God.
An insane amount.
It gets better.
It's a good thing the ship's nearby.
Yeah, it's a good thing the ship's nearby.
It gets better, and by howdy, you're gonna be useful. You're gonna be monetarily solvent pirates. 1,100 platinum.
Okay.
And here's where things get a little bit more interesting. We leave money and go into items.
He said 1,100 platinum, not 100,000.
No.
Oh, failed me. Alright.
Guess, yeah, if we had 100,000 platinum, I'd be retiring right now.
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah,
like, you know what?
it'd be end of the game, boys.
That'd be like, you know what? Maybe just hire mercenaries to go kill the bad guy.
Yeah, we got him. We got, 10 million.
A couple
gold.
months later, all your mercenaries were wiped out by Thulsa Doom, who then created the end of the world. Bye-bye! All your mercenaries are too low level.
What is that, 10 million? Put a 5 million bounty on the guy's head.
Okay, what was the magic items or items?
So, yes, items now instead of money. First item. Gloves of missile snaring.
Oh, hold on. That's technically a magic item.
Yes, it is.
Well, I guess if you're going to be very technical about it, the rest of this is magical items.
Alright. I realize we actually got potions in our loot that we never actually divided up between ourselves.
The GM does not tell you how to play your game.
I remember
you don't
I wrote
remember
them
your
down.
potions, that's on you.
Yeah, I remember I wrote them down with the idea that we decided what to do with them later, and then we never did. They're just sitting on the ship somewhere.
Yeah, I was actually literally sitting here as I was drawing out the designs going, wow, a couple of these are constantly doing potions. I wonder whatever happened to the potions they're supposed to have on themselves. I know a few of them have them.
Yeah, because there's 2 potions of healing and a potion of climbing that no one has actually gotten ownership of.
This one I found interesting. There's 2 pairs of boots of levitation.
interesting, but
I'm assuming you're just letting us know what these are instead of going through trouble of going, I identified this item, and then the next day I identified this item, because it would take forever.
Yeah, and to be fair, it doesn't take much to attach these items anyways. The next item, a Giant Slayer axe.
Did you say Giant Slayer?
Yes, axe.
Oh boy.
What kind of axe? A hand axe or a great axe?
Basically like a one-handed war axe.
Wolfen Forest. Ooh.
Yeah, it's not even that. I looked into the whole ordeal with the Giant Slayer stuff. It's not particularly big to begin with. It's a +1 weapon basically, and it gives you additional damage against giant-type creatures.
and yeah,
Right.
it's essentially a dwarven war axe, if I recall,
Mm-hmm.
in the original D&D stuff, because it was made by the dwarves in their wars with the giants. According to D&D lore. Conan lore, completely different.
Conan lore, this is just a specialty axe that was made to deal with large creatures, because heaven forbid in a Conan setting you don't run into a giant creature of some kind.
Most
Kind
of
of,
them demons.
I think I
Demons
know.
or snakes or Jesus.
I think I know. I might know a crew member to give that that axe to.
And finally, the last one I had to do some rolling on actually beforehand is a necklace of prayer beads. And what it rolled into is a necklace of prayer beads of branding smite.
What smite?
Branding
Forest.
smite.
Ooh yes, prayer beads.
Essentially, this necklace can be used 3 times in a day. At dawn of the next day, it recharges, and those 3 spells it can cast are 3 rounds of branding smite. Branding smite is actually supposed to be a paladin spell, apparently. Descriptor of branding smite: next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack before the spell ends, which is 1 minute, so like 60 rounds. The weapon gleams with astral radiance that when you strike, the attack deals an extra 2d6 radiant damage, and the target now emits light and can be seen if it's invisible.
Interesting.
That's actually really good. I know.
I'm on it.
It's fine, I'm more interested in the boots. Or one of the pairs.
Okay.
And those are
Yeah.
your items.
Not the pair
Those-
of boots I would really like, but I would take them.
Yeah, I'm
No,
interested
no.
in the prayer beads.
But the thing is, you don't actually do weapon attacks very often.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that would be the one kicker. It almost does sound like something for you, but you're not really a melee fighter.
Oh, you know
Yeah.
who it's for. It's for our other cleric, who does do weapon attacks.
That is a possibility too, since he is also a holy
I
man
was-
himself.
I was thinking either him or Garroth would probably be the best choice for it. Granted, I don't see Garroth really liking magic, but I'm just thinking practical.
And you know, Thelonia's just looking at that and seeing new boots.
No boots. Holy shit, the boots are flying! Ah!
Clubs of missile snaring would need to go to somebody who's not using. Because I think you. Hold on. If I remember correctly, you have to have a free hand in order to actually use them.
To actually grab the missile that is launched at you if you actually do away all the damage, yes.
Yeah, so basically you have to be someone who's using a one-handed weapon without a shield.
Wolfen Forest. Such a nice spell for any melee character,
Would not
honestly.
be me
And
because
noticed
I'm
you have
using
your
two-handers,
speaker of
so I'm
messages on,
thinking
so
about
won't comment
changing
much
that, but-
X3.
I'm sorry, there was a little bit of extra talk going on here. Nice spell for any melee character. And once you have your speaker of Shazam, you won't combat much. What? Okay.
I forgot what is. I know she almost never actually attacks in melee range, but what is Velena's weapon?
Oh,
Zereft?
Seraph.
Staff.
What?
Quarterstaff.
Yeah, she has a staff of some kind. That's all I really remember. And where, Zereft, are you there?
He typed an answer in the chat, but
Mic issues.
Hello?
hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay. Hello. Can you
That
hear me?
was weird. Yeah, now.
Yeah, I don't know why you were constantly in and out.
I was yelling on top of my lungs.
Were you like leaning away from your microphone or something?
No, I was going up in front of my mic going, quarterstaff, quarterstaff, quarterstaff.
Here, the other thing is though, is if you yell too loud,
Yeah, depending on what your settings are, yelling is actually going to cause it to cut out too.
Oh.
You also might have had a slight internet burpage. You never know.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And Aaron uses a whip, right?
I believe she was currently, that's one of her weapons, yeah. Aaron,
Now she's not
Yeah?
saying anything.
what is your weapon?
What's- My weapon is I've got a whip, light crossbow, and then I have a vicious whip and a light crossbow. So I have that one and that one.
Okay. She should probably get the gloves of missile snaring then, because she's got 2 one-handed weapons.
My question actually really quick, would it be possible for someone using a bow to grab the incoming arrow with one hand? I know bow and arrow is technically supposed to be 2 hands, but that's only if you're notching and shooting at an arrow.
I think that's like a monk thing or something.
Well, that's what these gloves allow you to do without being a monk.
Wolf and Forest. Light crossbow
yeah.
is one-handed.
But if you're
Wolf
using
and
a
Forest.
two-handed weapon,
Isn't it?
you wouldn't be able to use them really.
Yes, wolf and light crossbow is one-handed. Well, all crossbows, I believe, are one-handed unless they're a really big one.
No, heavy crossbows
Yeah.
two-handed.
What other kind of missiles can you snare with it? Just arrows, or can it be like?
Arrows, bolts, I assume stones.
Basically, any ranged weapon attack that hits you while you're wearing them.
Yeah, as long as
And-
it's an
and-
actual
and-
ranged attack and
SP.
not magic.
Yeah, it has
Yeah,
to
I
be
was
an
gonna
actual
say.
physical item.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
you
a
can't-
lot.
It basically reduces the damage taken.
It does,
Provided
yeah.
you
Basically, it
have
does a
one
damage.
free hand.
It does damage reduction by 10. Let me double check. It was.
You do a
It's
die roll.
1d10 plus your,
Yeah.
plus your dex modifier. If you reduce the damage to 0 or lower, you can catch the missile if it's small enough for you to hold in your hand. So you can't catch a freaking cannonball.
Yeah.
But you can still reduce the damage.
Yes, but you can still. Weirdly enough, you can still reduce the damage and maybe just make it drop on the ground. Or maybe push it enough off to the side that it misses you.
Oh, trust me, if you're getting hit by a cannonball, you're not reducing the damage by enough to not take damage from it.
Right. It's
You're
one of
just
those.
gonna make it hurt
Well,
less.
it's up to 10 plus whatever your modifier is. So if it
Well, she
only
did a
managed to
really
do 15 damage, you just push it off to the side and it went spiraling past you.
Either Belarius or Giselle makes the most sense. I'm gonna say probably Belarius, just since that's less for you as the DM to worry about.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. What's her dex and what's Giselle's dex?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, my dexterity is 14 with the modifier of +2.
And I'm pretty sure Giselle's is going to be a lot higher.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't really see my character being able to actually do that. I mean, it'd be kind of a neat one-off trick.
Yeah, modifier +4.
Mm-hmm.
So you would be able to do D10 plus 4, whereas Valeris would be able to do D10 plus 2, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
It's not the biggest difference, but it can make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
The question is Theobald or Garroth for the beads, the prayer beads.
Actually, I would agree that Geralt would look at the weird magic necklace being handed to him and just go, ugh.
Yeah, it seems to be more of a Theobald thing.
Mm-hmm. The fact that it's
Right.
also basically some sort of form of holy magic too would actually be right up his alley as well.
So it probably so it's really just down to who get the 2 boots of levitation then, which I'm assuming just allow you to levitate.
Yeah, they just you have to attune them, and they allow you to
Wolfen
levitate.
Forest. Giselle has the
as per
braces
the
of
spell.
archery. I don't know how
I
you
think once
GM
a
item
day.
limitations, but that's also the
It
hand
says you
slot
can,
for
can
wearable
cast
magic
levitate
items.
on yourself at will.
That will even better.
Yes. Yeah, so you basically have unlimited levitate.
I don't know how you... Oh, that's true, yeah. Giselle also has the bracers of archery, which might reduce her bow powers, if you will.
No, because the gloves and bracers can be worn at the same time.
Can they?
Yeah, I'm kind of sitting here going, they're basically hand items at the same time. They're close enough to being hand items.
And give it to Belarius, because Belarius doesn't have any magical hand items yet. I think Giselle being able to dish out insane bow damage is more important than her being able to reduce the damage.
Thing is, she can already do crazy amounts even without the bracers, I would think. I'm trying to find where the bracers are.
The bracers gave her like an insane damage boost, if I remember correctly. I think it makes you roll. That gives you +2, but still, that's
+2 to me, attack, +7 to hit. Oh, actually, that's a big improvement to her to hit, too, so it's like... So yeah, maybe the gloves would be best with Belarius right now. At least it'll also help protect her from being shot up, if nothing else, too, if she doesn't take the implements getting shot at her.
And Belarius probably has the least magical items out of everyone in the group.
Yeah, I think she only has the one weapon so far. Right. Come on. Yeah. Gloves of missile snaring are now on Valerius.
Okay. And with the boots, I say, I guess give one to Thelona and one to me.
Yeah, I have ideas.
Okay. We can
I
allow
gotta close
that.
and reopen my character sheet because of the.
So what's going on with my sheet? I heard my name.
You got the gloves.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
got the
it was
gloves
decided that
because,
Giselle needs to be more active on dealing damage and less active on having to defend
On
herself. She's
defense.
usually not the main target anyway.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the thing is
Cool.
that she's also using something in that same slot. So
Yeah, that's what's causing her to do extra damage while in range fighting. So it allows her to keep cover, allows her to do much more damage from range, and basically what you just got was a pair of gloves that allow you to stop physical projectiles from harming you, so you became less squishy.
Something of a shield, yeah. Something of a little bit more shielding.
If nothing else, even though you can also technically take the projectiles for yourself if they're but they'd only be useful for you right now if they're bolts because of your crossbow. Yeah.
Yeah.
But shit. What was I gonna say? I got distracted.
Well, don't do that.
Let's see. We still have the Giant Slayer axe, and
Which is basically a +1 axe with additional damage for giant creatures, and the prayer beads are going to go to
Theobald.
Yeah.
So just the axe, and what are we gonna do with that?
Oh, it's only a
NPC.
it's only a +1 weapon. So I was getting the what was he an Asgardian? Or what was the North guy, the barbarian guy we got that wasn't a Sumerian or the other one? He was Veneer, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to him because he's out of the new recruits we got a couple sessions ago. He's probably the best fighter.
He's probably the best fighter, but also the least equipped.
And I think we just gave him like a random weapon that wasn't magical out of stuff we had.
Let's see here, edit. So what are these set at, if they're even set to anything?
I don't know if you even made a character sheet for him.
Oh no, I'm looking at Theobald for the necklace. Okay, it's just equipped, but doesn't really say what it does.
If
Alright.
you click on it, it'll bring it up in the chat on the side.
I wonder if it has
Don't mind that. I'm trying to.
anything particular on it already. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
it
that
has
was
some
you,
of the
not
stuff.
me.
The second one was me.
Yeah, I was. Okay, yeah. Don't mind mine. I was trying to increase the size of my sheet.
You know what you might want to you know what you might want to do? You might want to just add branding smite to his spell list so that it'll be there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna add branding smite to his spell list, but I find it interesting. There's apparently some other spells they had in mind when they were roughing it out originally.
Oh, you mean other spell options for prayer beads?
Because 17 to 18 only is branding smite now instead of regular smiting.
Yeah, the boots, by the way, that I would have loved, Matt,
Hmm.
would have been boots of striding and springing, aka the boots of Mario.
Hey, it's the boots that they decided to roll for. Not only did the randomizer roll for them, but it rolled for them twice in one go.
Hey, Flona, one of these demons has a turtle shell.
Okay, so are we done with the loot now?
Yeah.
As soon as I get branding smite set up here.
Okay. All right.
I cannot believe that I still forgot to go look over that previous session to figure out what that guy's name was that we recruited.
Yeah, we keep forgetting to do that.
Oh.
I should do that too as GM, just to remind myself who he was again, but I keep forgetting.
Yeah. If you don't make notes of that, you're gonna forget them.
I've already forgotten who the guy was that Ozzy's backstory is dealing with.
I
I know his basic
Wolf and
setup, but I
Forest.
forget who his
What
name
level are
was.
your characters?
Baron Vic Stern
We'll just call him Tim.
and the Raiders of the Eclipse.
Wolf and most of the characters in the group are now level 10.
I said Tim.
Almost level 11.
Wolf and Forest. Ooh.
Yeah, they're slowly getting up there, but they're also slowly getting towards the end of the story too. So we'll see what happens on the way.
Anyhow,
So loot, I think done. Yes.
yeah, we just gotta destroy the coffins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. You want to make sure that nothing survives this.
And I'm probably doing it the old-fashioned way, a little oil and a torch.
A little oil, and we've already probably got at least one lit torch in this group. Light them all on fire. Let Mitra set them out. Let
Wait,
Mitra,
what?
let Crom sort them out.
I'm still happy that spell just toasted everything.
Yeah, I wanted to at least have a chance to test run that spell. Now I know what to do. Now the GM knows.
Vampire fricassee.
Next time you encounter vampires, they all have their sunscreen on.
I posted something in the Conan chat.
Oh no.
No, go away. No, what you should have gotten is a picture of that one guy, the one eternally bronzed guy. I can't remember his name.
Toasty. Eternally a bronze guy?
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan?
No. I'm trying to remember. He did commercials. I can't remember what his name was.
I'm not even sure what.
Never mind.
Who you're
Just
trying
go
to get
on,
to, but
go
anyways.
on. I can't remember.
Curses.
Hooray for memory loss.
Curses, He-Man!
Ever just go into a room and suddenly go, why am I here? And then the first words that come across your mind are, Alzheimer's. So, anyways, yeah, you finish lighting up all the caskets. You looted all of the riches they've been hoarding down here, as well as some interesting trinkets to share amongst the group, and you're basically done here. It's getting a little bit further onto the evening, and outside the fact that you've had to smolder 2 corpses up above, and you've smoldered the rest of them pretty much down here.
Yeah, sunlighted them to death.
Now we're just playing with the moving across the map thing.
It's alright.
There.
I love how that kind of paused a couple times.
Jeez.
That shouldn't have been amusing, but it was.
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
Up, down, left, right, B.
And away he goes. Only go right back to the same spot he started from.
So I would go back, go to the door, open the door and look out.
Sandstorm.
Still sandstorm, okay.
Sandstorm.
So, I guess, come up and just look at the people that are out here, because this is where the crew and the 2 living merchants are.
Mm-hmm.
Go, well, there were a lot of vampires, but there are also a lot of ash now.
One of the merchants is like, well, I guess that's good news.
Yeah.
Giraffe probably walks in trying to help move all the giant amount of money. Shink, shink. Too bad about the other merchants. Shink, shink.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I asked the merchants, where were you heading anyhow?
Actually, I need to go back to the map. I could give you that answer as soon as I actually can see a place where they would probably be headed to. Oh, we were planning to head up the river to the pier. There's still some good trading to be done up there.
You didn't transfer us over to the map.
I know. I just looked for myself so I could have names.
Oh.
It's it was the last city you visited. The
No, they're
pier.
going the other way.
They're going the other way.
So yeah, they're
Okay.
going the other way from you.
Look at
No.
them, they're running away.
Well, if we weren't heading the opposite direction, I'd offer you a ride, but
Well, hopefully, as long as we don't encounter any more vampires kind of looking around, the rest of the journey should usually be safe.
actually kind of look around the room and go, this place is abandoned. One of you could probably claim ownership of it now.
They kind of look a little inquisitive for a moment. We're travelers. We don't really usually stay in one spot.
Well, on that comfortable note, Donald's just like, I'd better take this all back to the ship.
There's a sandstorm, though. Oh, I mean, I guess if you don't care about getting hit by the sandstorm.
I've been in sandstorms before. I'll live. How far is it from the ship to the, or from the hut to the ship?
I'd say the teleportation thing was what, 100 feet?
500.
500.
I could teleport an insane distance. I just had to be able to see it.
I'd say it's maybe a good, 60, maybe 70 feet, and downhill
Okay.
half of it.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how long it would take me at a dead run.
Take you about 2 or 3 rounds to get to the end of the pier and get on the ship.
Yep, and yeah, I move at a 40, so yep. So I'll make it, don't worry. And I'd open the door and take off at a dead run.
All right. Actually, here's an interesting thought. Is there any official rules on sandstorms in 5e? There's actually a weapon called the Sandstorm, but that doesn't help.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't think there is sandstorm damage that they've got in the rules. I don't think they have any technical weather effects. I think they just expect you to make that up yourself. Like a lot of stuff with 5e.
you could catch Shield of Faith
Hang on.
on Delona.
It is an environmental hazard. Let's see.
I've got a shield that I
Okay,
could put
yeah,
on there.
I should be fine.
Okay.
Because it's for each hour or portion thereof that a character is exposed to a sandstorm. It must make they must make a DC 16 con check and a DC 16 dex check, or suffer a D10 points of slashing damage.
This is some sort of rule for environmental hazard?
Yeah. If you fail the con check, it's a D10 points of slashing damage, mostly to the respiratory system and lungs. And if it fails on a roll of 1, then it also acquires 1 level exhaustion and must make another DC 16 saving throw to avoid contracting a random disease. If creature fails its dexterity check, then it is blinded until such time as this condition is reversed by appropriate magic. Or it is subjected to 3 successful daily DC 16 wisdom medicine checks.
Here, I'll link.
Yeah, because the only rules I found quickly are the Roll20 rules, and they're not put together very well.
Hang on, Matt. I will send you a PM.
I just linked something in the chat from D&D Infinity.
That is exactly what I'm looking at.
Boop. Hazard sandstorm. Okay. So wait, what? Typical sandstorm will be a mile high, might be as much as 60 miles wide, and stretch from one end of the horizon to another. With that'll last 2d12 hours. Characters can attempt to make wisdom, perception, or wisdom survival's ability checks, whichever is better. And spot income sandstorm. How well they do is from how long they notice it. Time to sandstorm. Okay, that's what that is. For each hour or portion thereof, the character is exposed to a sandstorm and must make a DC 16 con check and 16 dex check. Okay. So for each hour, as in they have to actually be out in it for an hour?
It says each hour or portion thereof. I might have to make one check.
So yeah, I would say yeah, it
Because
would
I'm
be
gonna
one
be out there
check
for, like, what,
for
30
DC
seconds?
for Constitution 16 and Dex 16.
All right. But that's a check, not a save, correct?
I believe they're both checks. Still checking. Check and check. Yep. Got it.
All right.
You have advantage turned on.
Oh wait,
I do.
which
Would
one
I
was
have made it?
first?
The first roll was actually an 8.
Okay, so I take a D10 damage. I did not roll a 1.
Okay.
I can deal with a D10 damage. Just tell me how much I took.
1d10. Yeah.
How much did I take?
Ouch.
One.
1 damage. Ooh. Ooh. Oh.
Yeah. That stings. And
Not the war wound. And you make the dex check so you don't go blind.
Yep.
So you
So
run out there. You feeling the sand a bit, but it's barely more than a slightly heavy tingle for the most part. And after a few moments, you do find your way back down to the dock and back onto the ship.
And I'll go to the captain's quarters, drop off the big pile of cash.
Thunk.
And then return to my place in the galley. And note that the first thing in the morning, once the sandstorm is over, I hope I am taking a bath.
I hate sand. It gets everywhere.
Everywhere.
Follow. And just as after we say that, we get follow.
Wolf and Forest. Ran San sounds like his character Alea when he talks in character lol.
You wouldn't believe how many characters I actually have that I hate sand as a theme.
Wolf and Forest just commented that you sound like Alea.
Yep, that's the Alia. Yeah, that's the other character that has that problem. And they both Alona and Alia kind of have the same accent, so.
Mm-hmm. So I assume the rest of you are going to stay in the building for the night?
Yeah, so should we just roll for or do the long rest button?
Basically.
Felona will eventually go to bed, but would probably sit there and play her improvised lute for a little bit, along with the wolf. Probably will refill the wolf's little dish of ale, or was it mead? Whichever one I think it's ale.
Romeo Moon 1. Cheer
You're
100.
going to have one drunk wolf before finally passing out herself.
Wolfen Forest. Woot.
Thank you for the biddies.
So, long rest. Oh, that's right. She is going to need some, Actually, no, I think I can take that off. Wasn't it a long rest that cured the hit point loss?
Yes.
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 It's either a long rest or a restoration spell.
Well, we just took a long rest, so I can remove that to 0. Take another long rest. And there we go. My hit points are back to normal.
Okay. Wait, we're all taking long rests now?
Yep.
Yes, because we killed the vampires and we're sleeping. In the middle of a
Alright.
building covered by a sandstorm, I don't think anyone else is going to randomly show up and bother us.
Okay. Yeah,
No,
I can
unless they
cast
have a
Dawn
death wish.
again. At some point.
And Theobald, long rest. Loads. Which means he gets his spell slot back. Yay!
But, I'll wait till you're done doing a long rest for everybody.
Oh,
about to say anything.
that's the long rest from my 3.
Okay. When we wake up the next day, I ask the merchants if they'd like to join us for breakfast on my ship before they go on their way.
Felona,
Actually-
in the meantime, is going to scour the beach. She's looking for a nest of eggs.
What did the merchants say? Or
I was gonna check something really quick, and okay, yeah. I was gonna say if it's a little below 10, the sandstorm is still going. It's a 16. Yes, the sandstorm breaks in the morning.
okay.
Okay, good. Because I would have still been searching for eggs, even in the sandstorm.
It just got a little bit easier. They look a little inquisitive about this, but I figure since you've basically saved all of them from dying, they
but
take you up on the
one.
offer for eating.
All right. And then I kind of turn to Trent, the cook.
Mhm.
I tell him take a couple crew members with them and go gather whatever food supplies they had left here, because, well, they're dead. They're not going to have a use for them.
If
He-
they had food supplies.
They cooked food for us last
you
night.
were the food supplies.
They cooked food for us last night, though, so they have to have something.
Human. No, they do actually have some food supplies in this area, where most of the crew was sleeping. So yeah, basically he picks out a few of the guys, and they all just start to take everything that's likely to be able to last a decent amount of boat tripping, and start hauling it off to the ship.
All right. As is the outside? Okay, so when is the outside of the building wood? Like I'm assuming.
It was
probably is.
partially stone. There was like wood roofing.
Okay. There aren't any like loose boards of wood around, or like wooden signs or anything, is there?
I'm curious as to what the plan is for loose wood, but there's like firewood and stuff for like the stove to fuel the stove around. That's for sure about, but like not like massive amount of boards or anything.
I guess I can't make a sign then.
Okay. Well, you do have a carpenter with you, so he might be able to make a small makeshift sign out of the boards or the logs that are there for fuel.
Kind of I basically my idea is to basically just carve a sign that says vampires slain courtesy of Azina the pirate hunter. and just leave it outside the building.
Oh, I thought you were going to put up a sign that said "For sale or rent, inquire with Azina the Pirate Hunter."
No. I mean, that would have been funny, but no.
Let's see here. Yeah, this would be a performance. So, yeah, Gunter takes some of the better pieces of wood that can be made into boards. He goes outside with them and basically sticks them to the ground and is able to flatten them enough to make a sign and allows you to write your sign on them.
All right. Basically, just like a declaration for anyone who stumbles upon this place and wonders why there's a bunch of charred corpses and caskets in the basement.
And this is why we burst the tunnel and bury everything down here forever.
Well, and my plan is to try. This is also why I was looking for like bounty requests at the previous town. Is I kind of was trying to try to drum up some chatter about my character on the way to the sea.
Okay.
You're trying to build rep.
Try to build rep so the fucker knows we're coming for him.
That may backfire in our face if he comes for us before we're ready. But hopefully we'll be ready soon.
After that, I'm assuming we go back to the ship.
Yeah.
All right.
While they did all this, did I actually find some eggs?
You can do a survival check for
I
that.
was gonna say,
That's what I'm...
yeah, basically it would be a survival check for that to just do some basic egg hunting. Yeah, I'd say you find some.
All right. So they would get back to the ship, and there would be a hissing, sizzling sound coming from the kitchen.
All right.
Estelona would have started basically a big bacon and egg fry-up.
GM contemplates
sound
if
of that.
cooking would require another role because you're not exactly normally a cook.
You're not exactly
I've
Julia
done
Child.
it before.
It is an act that Thalona's previously done.
I
and
suppose,
rolled on.
yeah, it is something she has a little bit of previous experience from, so I guess I can let it pass on this one.
You did teach me how to cook spider legs.
Yummy, yum,
Actually,
yum.
I
This
mentioned it,
picture's
we never
scary.
got around to it.
Oh, I think the reaction was Gareth going, "Ugh, spider legs."
Yeah, the Geralt going, oh, I remember the gut rot.
By the way, are these bird or alligator eggs?
Actually, with a roll like that, you got a little bit of both.
Sweet. I don't care. Eggs are eggs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look, there's a nice big alligator nest here. The yoink. And, oh, look over there. There's another big bird nest.
But yeah,
I'm just gonna say, if they're crocodile eggs, I get a bonus.
so are we gonna switch back to the map or?
Yeah, I suppose it's time to go back.
Wolf and Forest. I
We're not
take
in
a
the
mixed
building enough
scrambled
to-
alligator and seagull egg on toast XD.
Yeah, so, even though we can't remember his name, and we'll probably we'll figure it out later. I give the veneer guy the giant slayer axe.
Yep. Wolf and Forest, I take mixed scrambled alligator and seagull egg on toast. I take mine sunny side up.
I'm imagining these are like either probably crocodile eggs or big old goony bird eggs.
Basically.
Mhm.
On a more random note, my phone just reminded me that Matt is streaming.
Only took it half an hour, or not even half an hour, 49 minutes. Jesus.
Right on time.
But I forget which one of the crew's the cook.
Brent.
Trent, yep.
Trent. Trent might be a little upset because, you know, Kelowna is cooking in his kitchen and making a little bit of a mess.
Actually, what he immediately does is he looks to one of the other lesser crewmates that were helping him with bringing food on board and just goes, "You a lot, Rags, wipe up," and then starts coming in to help with make some pancakes since he got more materials for it.
Oh, we are having big breakfast then.
Mm-hmm. Got extra guests. Gotta have some more.
Eggs, bacon, toast, pancakes. If Alona
got
had
extra.
some breakfast style sausages, she would have started those
Probably.
too.
Got extra guests and celebrating not dying at the hands of vampires.
We all get big breakfast today.
All right.
Oh, she probably would have heated up some beans if she found some beans.
Beans, what the fuck?
Well, actually, while we're waiting for the food to get finished, I actually kind of asked the merchants. So, do either of you deal in gems?
I will say that, yeah, I've never really specified too much on the merchants themselves. I will say that there's two guys and a woman. One of the guys died, and he wasn't the leader. The woman of the two that are left is like, oh, actually, I do specialize in gems a bit, and she does pull out like a side pack and opens it up and lets you have a look at some of the stuff she has.
Oh, I was thinking actually the thing is we recently came across a bunch of gems that you might be interested in. I'm obviously not going to.
And
I'm not gonna dump all of this on her because she probably doesn't have enough money for all of it on her person. But I'll get out the 2 pearls and the spinel that are marked as being worth 100 each. See if she has any interest in them.
She kind of looks at them wide-eyed, and you do see from her little bit of a collection that she does have some decent sized stuff, but not quite that level. So she's quite taken aback of it, and they're marked as 100.
Yeah.
So to help her make a profit, she's obviously gonna go under that 100 a little bit, and she's gonna barter like say around 80 each.
That's fine.
That way she can still make a 20 profit off of each one when she finally does sell them.
Right. So that'd be what? 220 total. That's going to the pile of gold we have.
Yep.
All right, that's a couple of those things gone from the list.
And the leader is also kind of looking at the size of these things, is just going, "You really have done some exploring, haven't you?" And just kind of looks back at them again.
And what? Oh yeah, this is the crap we found in that cavern where we got the thing we gave to the wizard. I'm not saying that my character's not saying this out loud. I was trying to remember myself where we got this stuff. We've been sitting on because we haven't really encountered much since then.
Mm-hmm. The freaking crazy wizard gave us all these darn gems.
I don't think he gave them to us. I thought we found these, or did he just give them to us? I can't remember. It was quite a few months ago now.
I don't think he actually gave you money. The main reason you went down that dungeon was to get transported.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure everything was literally stuff you found down there.
I think we might have found this and stuff in the Hydra's lair.
Mm-hmm.
I go, yeah, we've had some weird adventures that I won't give you the details of because you've probably had enough excitement for one day.
The leader kind of flavors laughs. More exciting than a band of vampires.
I just kind of nod with like a straight face.
It probably looks around at the rest of the group and notices the barbarians are particularly scowling, and he's just like, "Oh, magic stuff. Okay, gotcha."
I kind of go, yeah, that's why I said, the way you reacted to the vampires, you don't want to know what we've dealt with.
Yeah, he's obviously from the coast a bit more, but he has met people from further up north, and the northern people are much more superstitious, more frequently about magical stuff, and yeah, you can tell just by the frustrated looks on the barbarians. It's like, oh, magic. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm not gonna dig any deeper on that one. So, a big conversation. All have breakfast, and I assume they're going to probably eventually take part and continue to head eastward.
Yep. I'm
Which
curious,
also
how are they
means-
actually traveling though? Are they on foot?
As you watch them get off the boat, you do see on the other side of the dock that you did very rushedly perch at that they have not a huge boat, but like maybe half the size of your boat for transportation.
Gonna be a little hard because they're down a person now.
They seem to manage, but it does take them a few moments to get going.
All right. Oh, divvying up the money. Let's see here.
Wrong direction.
Forgot, how much does a warship cost?
A lot.
Oh gosh, I'd have to look into the book.
You
Actually-
might want to hold off our payments until we know how much the boat's gonna cost.
That's why I'm opening up, trying to open up the players in the book. I want to look at spells.
Let's see here.
Ah, fucking hell. Why did updating Foxit have to mess with the freaking buttons?
Because they have to always mess with the buttons.
The zoom thing used to be at the top. Now they put it in the lower right freaking corner of the PDF reader. Why? It's also a lot less intuitive than it was before. Like I should just not accept automatic updates from stuff. This thing is actually not as useful anymore now because of the stupid change they made. Unless there's some option to change it to a different
you
view.
were looking for a warship?
Yes.
Warship.
I'm almost there now. Waterborne vehicles. Warship 25,000. We actually
Yeah, I was
have a
gonna say,
little more. We have a little more than what we need between the gold and the platinum.
should be. Yeah, I was about to say you should be pretty darn close, if not well over it by now.
Because 1,000 platinum is basically 10,000 gold. Right? That's right. That's what it is, right? Platinum's 10 gold, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put aside what we need for that because we have a ship fund already.
Take out of the ship fund what you can get for the new ship. And see what's left. And that's why you also wanted all these extra bodies on the ship too, is because there's going to be more stations that need to be manned.
Yes.
And you need at
Factoring in
least
how
a
much-
bottom of 10, and it has up to 40 stations. Not including passengers.
Wolfen Forest.
Oh yeah.
The money system has always been
Trying to have
super
a
easy for
passenger.
D&D, easy to manage
I
X3.
don't know how to do anything on the crew yet. I don't think. Could probably
So-
cook.
putting the money into the ship fund that we need to buy a warship that leaves us with 2,000 gold and 100 platinum to divide between us. So actually, how many? That would be what? Because we got 7 people now.
Maybe more
Yeah.
than
7 people. No, we're talking about the main crew.
that. Oh.
If you're including all the ship people, it's closer to like 20 at least.
Okay, so I'm gonna figure this out in a way that benefits the players more in the dividing up of the gold because of just for the simple fact that 2 people are gonna get 1 less gold because
Wolfen Forest.
because of the number of people we have.
3,000 gold divided by 7 people is a little over
so
428 gold each.
Me, Elena, Thelona, and Belarius are gonna get 286 gold. How much gold do I already have? Holy fuck. I didn't realize I already had over 1,000 in my inventory.
Yeah, we're trapped in the middle of the, well, not in the middle of the ocean, but in the middle of a river.
So you're saying 428, correct?
No. The players are all getting 286 gold.
Okay.
I'm quickly trying to do the math for my own gold because of the fact that I actually have gold on my sheet already. That puts me at 1437.
So I get 286 as well?
Yes, because you're one of the player characters. I'm gonna gyp 2 of the NPCs because they're NPCs.
Besides, they're probably newbies anyways.
Garroth's been with us the longest, so he'll get 286. Theobald and Giselle will get 285.
6, so that becomes a 9. 8. So that's 16 carry the 1. 4,
I just broke out the
5.
calculator. Screw doing math in my head.
I'm not doing it on my head, I'm doing it on the character sheet. So it's 286 for Garroth, and the others you were giving less?
Yeah, 285. 1 less gold because it's just the math. There's
The
no
math
way
was
to
sharing
break
with everything, yeah. 285. Do they have the same gold? There might have been something that they did differently between them, yep. So 285, you said?
Yeah. I'm not particularly worried about throwing money at the lesser crew members right now because we gave them like a huge stack of coins like a couple sessions ago that they haven't even really had a chance to do much with.
Valona hasn't had much chance to do much with
Yeah, there
hers.
wasn't a whole lot of anything in that last town.
I think she bought ale and that was it.
Yeah, Giselle in particular, after getting another big portion of gold, just kind of looks at her big money sack and just kind of, you kind of see her just kind of looking into it, and the sun just happens to hit the gold just right. You can almost see it gleaming in her eyes. She's just staring at it for a few minutes, just intent.
Yeah, like, I mean, yeah, they got Theobald and Giselle got gypped, but it's literally 1 gold that they didn't get compared to everybody else. Cause
she doesn't even care, and she doesn't really notice. She's just kind of staring into the bag.
Okay, so let me know when you're done with
gold
theirs.
in their eyes.
With
I'm
the-
done updating them.
Okay, so and everybody's gonna get 14 platinum.
Jeez.
The remaining 2 platinum from divvying it up, I'm just gonna throw in the ship fund, just so I don't have to figure out who to give the 2 platinum to, because that's worth a lot more than 1 gold.
Mm-hmm.
How much platinum?
14.
14, okay.
We all got how much platinum?
14.
Okay.
Why is Garoff not opening up?
Yeah. Character sheets of
I
Oh,
swear
there
to
it
God,
is.
we get to a major city, she's just going to convert all of this to platinum for easy carrying.
So additional 14 platinum each.
And actually, since I got magical boots now, and I don't think you really need to make a note of this, but due to the fact that I now have magical boots, I don't really need the fancy ones with bronze buckles that I kept from the treasure hoard. So I'm actually gonna give those and the fancy hunter's cap to Roger, so he can look more professional since he's one of my lieutenants.
All right.
Is he your number one?
No,
Yo.
Delano's number 1.
I'm a number 1.
He's number 3. Or no, number 2. Technically, I'm number 1, then Talona's number 2, Roger's number 3, Tarthoon's number 4.
No, you're the captain. I'm the number 1.
Sure.
And then there's number 2.
Number 1, I order you to get me a number 2.
I was going to say, actually, that's an old Beavis and Butthead. Number 1, I order you to take a number 2. Alright. Oh, hands are...
Who's number 1's boss? Who's number 1's boss?
Wolf and Forest. You guys have fun, it's humorous X3.
I'm guessing you just got the reference I was making.
I got it. I'm just really freaking cold.
I meant more Matt just suddenly chuckling
Oh.
like a couple seconds afterwards.
Oh, Wolf and Forest, you guys have fun. It's humorous sex 3. I take it that means Wolfen's gonna head out for a little bit. See you later, Wolfen.
Yeah, Wolf and Forest needs sleep. Anyway, are we going to get this boat underway?
Technically,
Yeah.
I believe it already is underway by the time you're breaking money.
Yeah. I assume we
That
probably
usually
were.
tends to be after you set sail kind of a thing with this group. Just get outside on the water. Okay, we're on the water. Okay, open up all the money sacks. No one else is gonna come into our boat while we're managing money.
Now, if I remember correctly, we're not too far from the mouth of the river at this point.
Yeah, I believe you're right about the bump underneath the S and Shem here.
Ugh. Do we need to roll for the wind?
Oh, that's right. You got it, aren't you?
Wherever the wind will take us.
Is it a 1-8 or? It was a 1-8, right?
Jim tries to remember. Jim looks up the book that he opened. Which page was that dang thing? Corrections, movement. I assume it was movement, correct? So like page 8.
I don't remember where you got the rules for that, so I don't know.
Captains and Cannons, a non-official guide to the sea. Somewhere in here. There we go. Wind direction, 1d8.
Okay. Ew.
You rolled rolled a 2, which means it is aiming at. It's head towards the northeast, so it's still partially against you, but you do manage to catch some wind, so you're slowly moving forward still.
We're tacking, yeah. Well, not even hard tacking. It's we're just it's we have to adjust sail.
Yeah, basically aim the sails as northward as you can to try and catch a little bit of wind, and it's
North and
slowly making
west,
progress.
No more sandstorms on the horizon, I take it.
No, as you're checking out the weather, it seems to be clear of any more hazardous weather.
All right. Yeah, it looks like the river starts widening at this point too.
Mm-hmm. Slowly but surely until you get to the mouth. Although slowly being a key word right now.
We do have a rope with a weight on it, right?
Yeah, we have an anchor.
Well, no, I don't want an anchor. I just wanted something to test the water depth.
Oh, the water depth. Yeah, you've been using that for a while now. I remember you
How
were doing
deep
that
is it?
before.
Yep. Well, you got to on a river, because if you hit a shallow part of the river, you can, wind up...
Beaching, yeah. And ripping everything apart. I don't know the exact map for how much deep you need it, but I will say that it seems more than plenty deep for the craft you're currently on, and it is. I would say you probably test it once and then maybe test it again an hour or two later, and it does seem to be getting slowly deeper as you're heading closer towards the mouth. So,
Perfect.
if anything, it's getting better for the ship.
All right. Well, as soon as I find that, because the river was just barely deep enough to get through, if I recall.
Yeah, it was just enough to get through on.
If
Now
this is
and now it's
plenty
doing
deep
much
and
better.
getting deeper,
Mm-hmm.
and it's getting wider, yeah, as soon as I figure that out, the first thing I'm going to do is peel and jump overboard.
Oh,
I want my damn bath.
so just basically tie a rope around your waist and just hop in.
Mm-hmm.
So, a sight that should shock no one on this boat by this point, the crazy, gigantic blonde woman eventually just comes back up onto the top of the ship, ties a rope around her waist, strips bare naked otherwise, and then takes a flying leap into the water.
I mean, this might shock some of the newer crew members that we just picked up at the previous town.
Maybe like one or two of them kind of look overboard, like, what the hell? And Geralt is just there. First time, huh?
She'll come up about, 10, 15 minutes later. I could see one of the guys also going, did she just keel haul herself?
No, she's got tug rope.
Valena walks up. Remember to tie Belle on the other end of the ropes so you know when she's ready to come up.
I don't even think we need to do that. She'll probably just pull herself out with the rope itself.
I actually realize we've actually been through quite a bit recently. So, Azina actually uses a bucket to get some water and then goes into her cabin to clean herself up.
A more dignified attempt of cleaning up a bit.
Yes.
Yeah. Dignity and Kelowna do not match.
Curious.
Well, like Azina's not like super dignified, but she's also not a barbarian.
You were asking for about something, Zerft?
No, the second part, I don't think we have it on the ship, do we?
What?
I don't know, what?
Like a giant bucket for a bath?
No.
No.
Okay. And I guess
That's why Kelowna jumps overboard. Otherwise, you would have found. Otherwise, she would have used the bath last night.
I would not be surprised she comes up with a fish in her mouth.
Can I roll for that?
I mean,
Roll me a
if
nature
Elena-
check.
If Elena wanted to, she could bathe in her water elemental.
Now that's disturbing.
That's just
Roll-
awkward.
Roll a nature
Don't get
check,
it.
Yeah,
Don't
roll
give
me a
Elena
nature.
Crazy ideas.
not a survival.
This is you trying to grab at nature and pull it in.
Well, it's basically fishing, only a lot.
Well, I
more
guess it's
effort.
a nature or survival, basically.
Trust me, I want to do survival. Wisdom is a lot better than int. Actually, not really, but I'm actually skilled in survival.
Ooh.
Okay, no, I am not getting a fish. And I may have actually just keel-hauled myself.
Actually, when you pull yourself up out of the water, everyone witnesses the fact that you now have a snapping turtle hanging from your bottom lip. As it aggressively wiggles, but is not able to do much damage to you.
As I would grab it by its outstretched neck, make it let go, and then take it down to the galley and go, "Here, we're having soup for dinner."
Meanwhile, a man in a pointy outfit is going, "Curses!" But that's in another reality.
Huh.
So, otherwise, nothing else going on that day?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Okay.
She had her bath. She'll actually use regular water and a bucket to wash her clothing, because she wants the sand out of there, too.
Mm-hmm. And it's less likely to get lost if you do it the proper way with a bucket. So basically gonna go into evening really quick. You do realize as you hit evening, because of how much slower you've been going, you do see Kemi coming up as the evening hits.
The what
Do-
coming up?
Kemi, that is the next city to the south of you.
Oh yeah, we're not going anywhere near Cami.
Yeah, you're
Fuck
trying to
Kemi.
keep your distance, but it's still very much a visible city on the river because it is a large city.
On catapults!
Actually, yes, but let's do sailing silence.
Yeah, basically you're trying to keep like your distance, but also trying to keep from like looking like a threat right now.
Mhm.
Is there
The-
an extra spyglass or anything? that
I
can look through?
assume people that
No, the
want
only
to
one
are
that
probably
has one
sharing
is
a couple
Alcina.
spyglasses at this point.
Oh, okay.
But what you get to see of the city, that's even without the spyglasses, that this place is a big, massive walled city. Like you've seen all of you have seen walled cities before, but not walls this tall and made out of this dark of a stone. It's kind of that in and of itself is almost making you want to just kind of step back a little. And what further makes Akeme a bit different than most other places that you've seen before is that there isn't just one spire or a couple of spires hanging out to like be like guard posts or anything on these extremely tall walls. The entire city is spires. You see just little glimpses of cracks of light through them every once in a while as you keep moving past. And they are extremely tall, even against the wall itself. And it has been rumored a lot by outsiders that there's a lot of really weird shit that goes on in that city. It is a city, by the way, of magic, which already makes the barbarians even more than normal. But also rumor has it that supposedly those in the know have been aware of the fact that the reason they build the spires so high is that people who live in the city are making buildings that high so they can get away from what is possibly giant snakes and other things that live in the cities and then come out at night.
What's the time of day?
You're late evening now. as you're passing by. So the
You're
few that are
saying-
up are like seeing barely wisps of the cracks between the spires, and watching it quite closely.
If the DM will allow it, can I roleplay Geralt along with Elena for this?
Okay, I'll let you have a try at it.
Alright. Elena looks wide-eyed. It's like, did you say Magic City? And
No.
Geralt just rolls his eyes and goes, time for bed. Carries over his shoulder and goes down to the cabin. I suck. Alright.
I'm sorry, I missed what the last bit was.
She goes, did you say magic? And then Geralt rolls his eyes, picks her up over the shoulder, and goes, time for bed.
Oh, okay, that's the part I missed. Okay. No time for bed. I'm keeping you away
our
from
dog.
there so you don't get eaten by snakes.
Thelona has moved herself out to the prow of the ship, the very front,
Mm-hmm.
is watching the coastline on both sides of the river.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
All right.
This is not going to be hard to spot, but it's going to be interesting to see how much of it you spot.
Not much.
Okay. Is anyone else out there, by the way?
I am, especially
Alright.
for
I'm
going
up
by
on
such a
deck.
dangerous location.
I'm
And
up
was-
on deck too.
You're
for
up on deck too?
observing.
Okay, both of you also give me perception checks.
Okay, let's see here.
No.
Okay.
But yep.
So Valerius and Thelona, both of you are looking out at the both sides of the river. You can see both ends of it. It's getting much wider, but it's not completely out there. But also, you realize to the west, you just see more and more water, and you start seeing less and less land. So it's obviously getting very close to getting to the outer sea. But as you're looking back towards the south, towards the city, you see this fog bank. It seems to literally come out of the city itself, like through little tunnels, like sewage and stuff. Just kind of comes out and swallows up almost half the riverbed, but it does not come all the way out to your ship.
Okay.
It just kind of seems to move halfway across the river and then just stops and makes this circle around the city. And that includes even up onto the land where the city's at. Now, that's what you two see, and I believe just barely Thelona gets to also see that there's a ship that made it out of there before the fog came out. And it's heading upriver too, then back towards the east. So it's probably
Okay.
another trade person. What Xena sees, though, is that in that fog, there was another ship. That ship does not come out as the fog catches up with it.
Like this, the fog.
The fog
Made it
basically
just-
reaches out like a big wall just around the half of the river near the city, and there was a ship that got swallowed up by it, and you never see the ship leave, even though it was already moving.
Romeo Moon 1.
That's
Bible
not
thump.
good.
Yeah, so you see this one ship that was out of the fog and it manages to get out of there before the fog rolls out completely, and it's fine, and it just heads off to whatever it was planning to do. This other one, though, gets swallowed up, and it is just gone.
I kind of say, keep an eye on that fog because the ship just disappeared into that.
With all due respect, you have better eyes than I do. You keep an eye on it. I'll keep an eye on the landmass.
You basically hear Roger, "I like Captain staying away from the fog, Captain," and just starts turning it a little bit. You're getting a little closer to the shore, but making sure to still keep his distance from it.
I am basically just watching at this point the northern coast, and I want to see basically when the land drops away.
It doesn't drop away like right away, but as you get as the Minutes kind of roll into half an hour, and the half hour rolls into another hour. You finally start to see the far end of the city, and that right about that point is when you see to the south of you is more open water, and then finally the land to the north starts to curve away from you. Finally, as it's getting further and further away.
Forgot, were we planning on going to this city here
No.
as
No,
Egg.
but we are planning on curving slightly to the north because there was a big trade, coastal front that went east to west, just north of the river.
okay?
Trying to remember. Let's see here. I know we were.
So she's keeping an eye on it, and then it's just like 5 degrees to starboard. Now.
Yeah, getting rid of some of the pictures we don't need here anymore, and we
Our-
can
our-
zoom
our
this one in a
goal-
bit.
Is here.
Yeah,
Well,
I know.
they
but
get there eventually. Yeah.
Mhm.
I thought we wanted to stop somewhere like this. Thought we were heading there for some reason.
Do we need supplies? Not last I checked.
You're not in like desperate need for supplies, but if you wanted to try and
Oh, yeah,
find a
that's right.
place to upgrade.
One of these cities out here was supposed to be where we were supposed to go to get a warship.
That's
Actually-
this one.
Which one?
That was that. I asked which one had the best fleet yards, and that was the answer.
Again, which
uh,
one?
Messantia.
Oh, so yeah, that one.
The capital city of Argos.
So that would actually be, if you want real quality for your buck, yes, that would be the place you want to go to. So you're going to basically want to follow the coastline for a while yet.
Right. Yeah.
So
not only
actually,
that,
the shortcut you were looking for was that you want to kind of cut just north of that island right there.
I remember the other thing is
Which island?
This one right
'cause-
here, on the closer up one.
Okay, hang on. I was looking at the other one, so let me. Yeah. So right now we're about here,
Yeah, you're
So we
starting.
want
Yeah,
to
you're running about here. So one.
and we're heading due west. So we want to start cutting north.
So yeah, you want to start going like a little bit more north
Probably
till
until we see these islands here.
Mm-hmm. Then you want
And
to
then
start
cut west
slowly
again.
turning straight west again. Yeah.
I don't think we necessarily wanted to go straight there though, because we were also looking for somebody that could forge star metal, which we might not need to go that far to find someone for that.
I didn't think we had enough to forge yet.
No, we did. We found a shit ton while we were down in that dungeon, or he basically said there was enough for each of us to get a weapon made.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe the math after getting the first bit that you found made into ingots, and then finding the extra ingots you found in that dungeon, was that everyone could at least get one weapon, or a
Okay.
majority of you could get one weapon out of it.
Was that with smelting the
Yeah, with
raw
this
stuff
the
I had?
ingots that you had smelted.
Yep.
Afterwards, or just before going down there.
Because you didn't even really specify the amount we got. You basically just said there's enough for each of us to get a weapon.
I think I had a number, but I don't remember what the number was. But we basically boiled it down to, there's enough there to at least get a weapon each.
Especially if we're not all getting two-handed weapons.
Yeah. In fact, some characters, in particular the rogue, would probably prefer either daggers or just getting enhanced tarot heads for more damage for her hits.
Doesn't she also use a rapier?
She does have a melee weapon, but she really doesn't use it that often.
Right.
Although, that being said, giving her a really good melee weapon would probably encourage her to get closer once in a while. As long as other people are there to take the eyes off of her for a few minutes.
Yeah, Ascalon actually might be interesting, but How much do we know about the local area?
All you know
I
is
mean-
that the north end is a bit better than the south end, but either way, there's good and bad elements to the north.
I'd say maybe the first city we should hit is this one here. Because that's at least in Argos.
We don't even know what that is. I mean, the map doesn't even tell us what that is. It doesn't tell us what that one is, and it doesn't tell us what this one is. We know
so-
what this one is, because it gives a name, and we know what this one is. And that's the big capital city with, actual dockyards.
Right.
And boats and.
Oh, is that Argos or Zingara?
That's on the edge of Arcos, because you see the
it is
dotted
here.
line right here.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So you don't have any info about either of these places, do you, Matt?
I can double check my books, but I don't recall any particular information on cities outside the capital.
I mean, we're not going to get... Our characters are still going to take a while to get close enough to dock at either of them anyhow.
Was the wind coming from the north or to the north?
It's
To the
blowing
north.
northeast, yeah.
Okay, so
So actually, as you're getting out further into the open and going more and more north, you actually be able to pick up the wind a little more easily.
I have a question for DM, but I'm not sure if you can answer it because I'm below deck. Is the fog catching up to us?
No, like I said, the fog was at a set location. Basically,
Okay.
the real fog reached up to like a good portion of the river and then just sat there.
Okay.
It basically took up Kemi's water space, I suspect.
Something like that.
Magic
Alright.
fog, wall of fog, wall of death. Who knows?
And actually, yeah, that you had that really high perception as you and you were looking towards the city. Every once in a while, as everyone else is also watching the city and Thelona's more focused on steering the ship, you swear you catch little bits of movement amongst those spires in that city. Just every once in a while, but then as soon as you try looking again, you don't see anything.
Yeah, good thing we're not going anywhere near that.
Mhm.
Aw, come on, let's go have an adventure.
Let's go have an adventure.
Snake.
You'll die.
Who wants a giant snake?
You die from fire, you die from lightning, and the rest of you die from being bitten by a cobra about the size of an army.
Wolfen Forest. Yeah, I'm back lol.
Hello, Wolfen. Welcome
He's back.
Yep.
Couldn't sleep, huh?
Can't sleep, snakes will bite you. Alright, so yeah, you start heading basically west by northwest, and slowly
Mhm.
picking up a little more speed as you're catching more of the wind.
Wolfen Forest.
Yeah,
I'd
as we got
rather
further
pass out
I
from
would've
snake
said
bite
further,
right now,
steering
lol.
A little more to the right, little more to the right. That's good.
Yeah, because I assume at this point, because it's nighttime, the actual navigator's probably asleep. On red.
Probably. And I mean, this part isn't that hard. But you just kind of want to make sure that the far coast is to the right and slightly back. It's the next morning when we're pretty much out of coastal range that the navigator will get his pay, Or
Yeah.
will earn his pay.
So I assume you're just up there for a little while longer, just making sure the ship gets to the right direction, and once you're clear of the city, you just kind of all relax and finally head back into
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah, aside from taking shifts and somebody watching where the boat's actually going, just to make sure we don't
Mm-hmm.
drift off course or something.
Yeah, you always need a couple
Yeah.
people on hand to make sure the ship is going the right way.
If the DM allow it, Geralt locks Lena in her room.
He probably locked himself
Kinky.
in her room with him. So yeah, he's basically like, no, you're not going out to meet the crazier people.
And, Now that they're away from Kemi and we can actually not worry about drawing attention to ourselves, Thellona's reason for having the boots of levitation becomes a lot more apparent. As to help steer the boat, she will go up.
Oh, just kind of float up for a little while and then come back down.
Yep, make sure I can see the coast, see the boat in relation to the coast.
Instead of having to climb all the way to the crow's nest.
Also a way to do it, but she'll still do that for exercise once she gets squirrely. But no, she'll actually like float up above crow's nest level. And go, okay. We look good. And then we'll float back down.
All right. So
Hoping
you
the
all
fact that the
eventually have
levitation
your.
will actually keeping relative to the boat speed.
So you
if
all
not, that's
eventually
going
have
to be
your
a fun time
rest
event.
and get on to the next day. I assume you all have breakfast as usual.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. So the question is, which way are you trying to steer this boat now that it's out in open sea?
We want to keep it going west
Because
northwest.
regardless of whether we're actually going to this city or not, that's still the direction we want to go. We could just go past the city, but that's the direction we're heading.
So basically, you're just trying to shoot between these two groups of islands here,
Yeah.
Yep.
and trying to make the quick current. All right.
We can, once we get closer, we can see the state of that town.
That's
I
a
mean,
good
as far as we know, it's a town that's been sacked and it's just a deserted hovel. Or it could just be a bunch of farm towns. Either way, we're not. If that's the case, we're not going to find anything there.
Maybe restock on food, but that's about it.
Well, actually, we could stop to see if there's any information about the Raiders of the Eclipse, considering that we're actually out to the sea where they're active now.
True, but we'd probably have better luck finding that in a bigger city. Like,
Well, I mean, if you think about it, if that is a small farm town, that could be one of the places that they harass because they wouldn't be that well defended.
true, but I would think that if they did, that town would be more sacked than anything else.
Well, we'll see when we get to it. Either way, and figure out what to do at the time.
All right. So just basically like making a beeline through here into here.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the plan.
All right.
Trying to keep the islands between us.
You know, it's between the islands.
So I guess anything you want to do during the day this day, because actually first thing you gotta roll for air the wind position.
Did it shift overnight?
5.
So 5. It's aimed directly south.
Yeah, just when we're going northwest, it moves to the south. Fuck you, wind.
You still catch a little bit of it, but
From our
once again
westbound,
you
yeah.
are going super sluggish again.
I swear there's someone up there that doesn't want us to get going.
Are we sure the sea isn't cursed?
I mean, it does have a guy roaming around that can summon demons on it.
That sounds like a curse to me.
Alright. And So it's just slow going during the day.
Yeah, so for a majority of the day, it's just going to be slow going. You're going in the right direction, and you double check a couple times using your new method, but otherwise, it's basically slow going because the wind is just against you again today. You basically turn all sails towards the west today, and you're catching a little bit of the wind, but it's only just a little bit of the wind.
And then Thalon will go up, clasp the captain on the shoulder, and said, "You know, I think I will go to bed early and take the late shift."
Okay. I will practice playing my flute. Terribly.
Come on, Theobald, I'm not tired yet.
I'm going to stay up on
sweetie,
deck
and Theobald kind of still getting used to this. Eventually, follows her down to their bedroom.
stay up on deck and just kind of, I guess, pray a little bit. And
Pray
just
for
keep an
wind.
eye- and keep an eye on the fog that's, I'm assuming, behind us.
Actually, no. After
It is behind us, but it's way behind us.
yeah, it just sat there. It moved out really weirdly, but then it just sat there. It hasn't actually moved anywhere since then. And actually, if you were within sight of it anymore, you would realize that by daylight, the fog just kind of rolls itself back in.
You know what I realized would have been really funny? Would have been to just cast the spell magic at the fog and see if it did anything.
Yeah, piss off every wizard in Kemi.
Yeah, all of a sudden you see every light in the towers go on. Who did that?
Who dispelled a small portion of our fog? They know that this little tiny little block of it vanished. How dare you?
Oh, that boat has magical on it.
Oh,
Mine.
how dare you dispel our tourist trap?
Literally. Seriously, that's Roach Motel tourist trap. Tourists check in, they don't check out.
Welcome to the Hotel California.
Check out anytime you like, you can never leave.
Actually, while we're having a rather slow day, and I failed miserably at playing my flute, apparently.
Just barely passes.
Yeah, I stop and I go up to Giselle, and I cast Disguise Self on myself to turn my hair red. And I ask her, how does it look? just to kind of goof around, basically.
A little more follows. Just basically goofy around.
Yeah,
She
basically
kind of
going
looks
up.
you over for a moment. You don't look half bad as a strawberry blonde.
Follow.
Good grief, all of a sudden there's a bunch of follows. Hi. Oh, it's all the same one. Never mind. Oh no, they're different ones. But they have the same start to their name. So I guess a group is watching? Hi.
Follow.
All the same names, sounds like a group
It-
of bots to me.
Yeah, it's probably bots, to be fair. It's like Haas numbers underscore and then like a different end to the name.
Yeah, it sounds like bots to me.
Oh well. Anyways, hello robots. We don't discriminate against robots.
Unless they become annoying robots.
Unless they become repetitive robots, in which case you get slapped down. And you ruin chat for everybody.
I hopped over there and it looks like they didn't stick around because you're down to 4 followers now, including me, so...
Meh.
Well, let's play and not talk about bots that don't stick around.
Yeah. Anyone else doing anything, I guess, in the
That day.
that day?
Two going to rest. Two are just playing around on the ship, or depends on your definition of playing around.
Goofy flirting, basically.
Mm-hmm. So
I
there's
guess-
not-
Is this daylight now, or?
yeah, this is daytime. They've already had breakfast. It's basically what do you want to do during the daytime?
I guess I'm gonna help clean up the dishes. Then I'll go down into the galley
Oh,
and just
help the galley once in a while.
Yeah.
I guess Valena is just going to the front of the ship and just feeling the wind, closing her eyes, and just.
I'm king of the world. No, sorry.
Actually,
I'm chicken the squirrel.
Actually, we're going to do a Rosenjack moment as Geralf walks up behind her. They do the arms outstretched thing, and might I add,
What the hell?
Yes, I can say.
Mm.
Yes, I can
What
say.
is with this song?
Don't make me drive up there and hurt you, man.
I can't. There's a woman at work who plays that song constantly on her radio.
"Uh-oh, my heart will go on."
Speaker. Yes.
Jeez.
And then I heard it. And then I heard it inside Woodman's
Oh
last
my
night.
word!
What the heck is with this song? I'm hearing it everywhere now.
I don't know. You seem to be cursed by Celine Dion. Although, admittedly, I have heard the Meatloaf version. I prefer the Meatloaf version.
No, not Celine Dion.
Actually, one of the things that always made me laugh is how people say, "Oh, that song is just so romantic. I play it in romantic evenings with my boyfriend," and I'm like, you realize that's a song about moving on from one lover to another because one's gone, right? My heart will go on. It's literally in the title.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron went AFK.
Yeah. Anyways, I was gonna say Valena is gonna go to the front of the ship and just close her eyes, start muttering curses under her breath. The captain won't let me keep one single corpse to animate on the ship.
Oh god, that gives me flashbacks to a bad game.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
Barbarian
I'm
walks
sorry.
up behind you. You don't need corpses. Gives a big bear hug.
Oh.
I'd make one for you. No.
And did Azina overhear this comment about the corpses?
I don't know. But still, he just basically walks up there to try and calm her down. Because she's obviously getting antsy again.
Actually, even if
Yeah.
Azina heard, she would have just ignored it and been like, no, Garroth's problem.
Why is everything happening to me? Why is everything coming up Geralf and it's all bad?
How did this happen to me? I made my mistakes.
Got nowhere to run.
Valena just goes, "That's really sweet of you," and just kisses him on the cheek.
Nods and takes it and continues the bear hug for a moment.
Do we see any other ships at all this
Wolfen
day?
Forest.
Or...
XXX.
question.
I will. Random die roll. What do you say, random die roll? Honestly, I feel like this is the kind of area where you could see, especially at this point in time, you could see stuff, but it's just as likely you won't see stuff. I will say you see, like, maybe the occasional small trade boat coming through. But otherwise, you don't really see anything big or massive at the moment. Speaking of which, I'm gonna say let's make this early evening-ish, and give me a perception check. Anyone who would still be on top of the boat.
If
Alright.
it's not night yet, I'm not there.
Okay.
Oh, that's probably my lowest perception roll in a while.
Oh, wow.
Ooh. You know what? Giselle would probably be frequently in and out. She might be busy with other things. She might come up and help scout around and stuff once in a while. One second, cheat loads. Oh, she doesn't really have much for perception. Weird. Yep. Not that kind of rogue. Elena, every once in a while you kind of check out what's going on around the ship. You don't normally see anything stick out in particular, but you can't help but to notice every once in a while when checking out the back of the ship. It seems to be passing by like a... There seems to be like a small, almost like really shallow island. And every once in a while you swear you still see it back there.
Valena's gonna go study more closely on it by going to the back of the ship. Does she notice anything out of the ordinary?
At this height, all you notice is that there's what seems to be a very small island, and it doesn't seem to be getting any further away, but it doesn't seem to be getting any closer either. But you would swear at this point that you've seen it for like the last half hour or more. As the GM munches on his jerky.
Valena goes to the captain, Azina, and asks her, Captain, are we getting any headway on the sea?
I kind of look at her and I look at Conrad and say something and ask him what his opinion.
Conrad does a quick examination of the areas around and does some quick mapping. He's like, yeah, we've been moving that. It's been moving slowly, but we have definitely been moving forward.
I look at Valene and go, why are you asking?
Because it seems to be the island always seems behind us the same distance.
The island seems to be the same distance no matter what. Just find it odd.
I pull out my spyglass and try to take a look at the island.
Okay.
Investigation roll.
Yeah.
Fuck!
Jeez.
I don't have a good investigation check anyhow, though, but that's 2 11s in a row. What the hell?
Roger looks out. This is why Roger is occasionally look out. Cotton! I don't think that's an island!
What? What
tries
is it then?
He tries to make the shape of an outline. It looks huge! And I can barely see movement under the waves. As he's now been given an exact location to look at and focus at for a few moments.
How far away is this thing that's behind us?
As you're checking it out, it looks to be, roughly maybe 300 or 400 feet behind you, behind the ship. And he kind of looks at it again and then looks back down to you. I think it's as big, if not bigger, than the ship.
I have a thought that might be a really stupid thought.
Okay.
Mentioned door does reach far enough. But I could only take one person with me if I did that, so it might not be a very bright idea.
Waiting on you.
Yeah, I say we keep going, but position the catapults to be aimed behind us, in preparation for if that thing is trouble.
Alright, Captain. Basically, Roger gives a quick whistle and motions to the guys to start moving catapults around. The catapults are aimed as best as they can behind the ship, trying to keep an eye on whatever it is that's following you at the moment.
I actually, I don't know. Well, whoever the newest crew member, or not newest, nearest crew member is, I kind of tell them to go get Thelona.
Alright, so you send somebody to get Thelona up. So Thelona, it is a little bit early, but it is starting to become late evening, or early evening. The sun is clearly setting. It's getting a lot of red in the sky. You're basically woken by one of the crew saying that there's something weird going on, that apparently there's an island following the ship.
What? An island?
He quickly nods.
Thelona will book it to the deck, not bothering with any niceties like grabbing her weapons or getting dressed or anything.
Okay. Theobald hearing this is probably just going, oh shit, and getting his gear back on. As good of a man and as strong a man as he is, he's nothing but most of his gear.
Well, Thelona technically needs a sword to kick ass. She's just,
She's just very quickly trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah. Well, when I see Thelona, I hand her my spyglass and point to it, and I say, "Roger's the one that verified that it doesn't seem to be an island." After Valena pointed it out to us, but it's not getting any further away, even though we're still moving.
What can I see from this angle?
Just at boat level, you can see what seems to be a patch of rocky, sandy bits that's sticking out of the ground. But every once in a while, you see the waves look at it like it is moving to follow, and you do see that it does get quickly, steeply less shallow, but you can't quite make out an exact shape from this low to the ground.
Is the cabin within yelling distance of, like, you know, the hatchway down or whatever?
Oh, like to yell down to Theobald?
Yes.
Yeah, you should be able to yell to him, and he'd be able to hear you as he's gearing up.
Theobald, bring up my boots.
Aye! And he quickly gets on whatever he was quickly strapping on and comes up with your boots really quick.
And I will throw those on, and I will levitate to a higher position and look and see what I can see at that point.
Alright, I'm gonna give you advantage on this. Give me another investigation check.
Investigation. Well, I'm gonna need that. Oh, God.
I take it I hear some of this commotion from downstairs in the galley.
Oh yeah,
I've come up-
between just being
come up
going
to
to the
the
galley
deck,
and
yeah.
being as close to the top as you already are, you're hearing a lot of this.
Oh, geez, a 13.
Okay.
I have a
It's
+1 to investigation.
so
I have a +2, and that's why I didn't do any better.
Yeah, I've got
It-
+2.
Velena climbs up to the crow's nest and get a better look at it.
all you see is a dark mass, and you occasionally can tell there's a bit of movement, but you can't really make out what the hell it is. Thelona is the one that can go taller than the crow's nest, and I will say, while you got a really shoddy roll, it's just enough up here that you can start to make out the shape of this. It is an extremely large animal of some kind.
Oh,
You
shit.
can make out at least 4 limbs. And it seems to be almost a circular shape, with the small of its back sticking out of the water.
We're gonna need a bigger soup pot.
I think we're going to need a really fucking big boat.
I would like to make an unskilled religion check right now.
Okay.
Does this sound like any water deities or creatures of water deities I may have heard of?
You left advantage on, but at least the high number was the first one.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I will turn that off now, thank you.
You've not heard of water deities?
You're saying I've never heard of Dagoth.
Not in these particular region. There's not in this particular region, I would say. Maybe further south would be where that kind of religion would be. Dagoth doesn't really have much of a following on this part of the shoreline.
Okay. No, I didn't say local, I meant at all.
There is a little bit of like Dagoth to it, to the idea of it, but it doesn't quite hit you as this is what it would be. This seems to be less of a deity and more of an actual animal of some kind.
But
it's big enough to almost be thought of as a deity to maybe somebody who saw it right now. Yeah, some
And
small
Thelona
fishing
will
village
land-
probably might think it's a deity.
And she is cursing under her breath.
What is it?
It's big and probably nasty. Tell them to put on as much sail as they can.
So it's probably a sea monster.
Oh, that's the definite. But what kind of sea monster, I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of, Azina shouts, battle stations, everybody.
Thelona goes down to get her sword and
Couple
bow.
more hands come racing to start getting ready to load rocks into the catapults. You know, a couple
Strap on her
of the better
bracers.
guys are on either side of the catapults aiming. You got enough guys now that you could probably load and aim a catapult twice on both catapults in one turn, or one round, I should say.
And obviously, the people that just came out, I point out, we got something big and nasty behind us.
Are we sure we want to be throwing rocks at it? Is it just gonna piss it off more?
If it tries to eat us, we're gonna throw rocks at it.
So far, the island is following you with some sort of intent, but the island is not getting any closer or any further away. Just every once in a while, you can see it hit a wave, and you can see that it's moving enough that it cuts through it, not just that it's being splashed upon. And again, it doesn't get any smaller, even though you can clearly see little markers here and there. If you look towards the shoreline, that you are definitely still moving.
Is there a way that I could do a religion check on it?
This really isn't something that religion would give you much insight on. You would just think of rumors of supposed sea deities, and that'd be about it. And it's not going to be anything that hits 100% on this thing.
Alright, anything, about perception then?
Well, if you want to give a perception check, if you want to, like, try and go up to the crow's nest and have a look.
Question for the DM.
Yes.
You said, did you say in times of emergency, the Amulet of Darketo can give me answers to things and stuff like that?
I'm not sure about that. You could try to get information, but it's definitely not guaranteed that it'll get you anything.
I'm
Well,
making my
anything's
ways
worth
up to the
a
crow's nest.
anything's worth a shot at this point.
Alright, I guess you can give it a 50-50 and see if you get any kind of answer out of it.
All right. What do I roll? Religion or something? Or...
Yeah, try rolling the religion and see what you get.
Oh wow.
Oh jeez. Okay. So
Uh,
actually,
I-
yeah, we'll hold on to that. You get we'll let Erin get up to the crow's nest and do her perception check.
Alright. I'll do my little perception. Oh, wow. No.
Yeah, you see the
It's
same
just an
weird
island.
shape that everyone else is, and you're just having a hard time trying to figure it out. Valina, you are going to definitely get some sort of reply. Let's see how much it wants to.
Valina, you're up in the crow's nest too, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
you see her looking down at
It's a
her
tight
symbol
fit.
and basically praying to something, praying to Darketo. And the very basic answer you get from Darketo is, this creature is inquisitive so far.
Inquisitive.
And that's all the real answer you get. You don't even get an answer as to what it is still, because even though you got a reaction, you got a very small reaction, sadly.
Inquisitive basically means it's curious, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I just had to look it up.
You even look at me up inquisitive, okay.
Yeah.
Inquisitive.
Mind you, curious is a pretty generic term. Curious could be, what is that? Or curious could be, is that a snack?
Will it taste good in my mouth and my tongue, and will it go down in my belly good?
Blaney
Yum,
yells
yum.
down to the captain, "It's just curious!"
You don't say.
I'm gonna climb my way down since I can't see anything.
Okay.
Carefully climb my way down.
Just like, I'm just picturing just like Valena yelling that down, and Azina just finding like a random shoe that's lying around and throwing it at her. That information told me nothing.
Perhaps it. Oh, I can go to Azina. Perhaps it is intelligent. Maybe if we try to speak to it.
You're suggesting that we stop and wait for something that big to catch up to us, in case it might be friendly and just want to talk.
Oh, we'll have to stop sometime.
Yeah, when we get to town. If it follows us to the shore, we'll have a lot better advantage.
And maybe
Or
more
we'll kill a
boats.
lot more
Nod.
people.
So you just keep on going and praying.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, I understand that there's a off chance it might not be an enemy, but at the same time, if it's as big as our ship, I'd rather not find out. Because if it's a living creature, it's a lot harder to sink than a wooden ship.
All right.
Oh, what the hell? You only look once. Blaine is gonna crawl down from the crow's nest.
I was gonna do something, but you go ahead. Okay, you're crawling down from the crow's nest.
And you're either gonna facepalm or laugh, or probably both. But she's gonna walk up to the back of the ship, look where the moving island is, and wave hi to it.
Azina's face palming now. I just want everybody to know that.
Let me see here. You actually roll a stealth check. But also, what's the that's the opposite of disadvantage. Roll a stealth check with disadvantage.
Wait, stealth?
Yup. She's now a waving object.
Play a red to a bull.
Oh boy. Let me double check the stats on this thing. Dun, 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 dun.
Captain, I think we might need a new,
A new Valena?
new boat sooner than later.
I think we need a new Valena.
Dun, dun,
Perception.
dun, 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 dun,
Passive perception's gonna be higher than 6, no matter what.
Yeah,
There's
its
no
passive is
getting around.
11. So you start standing in the back of the boat and you just start flailing your arms in a hello? Okay. That's when you suddenly see the island lurch up as it gets bigger and bigger and the waves start splashing around it.
Azina yells, "I hate you, Valena!"
Romeo Moon 1. Bible thump, Bible thump, Bible thump.
As you see,
Wolfen Forest. Oh, oh.
Oh god, is that a fucking dragon turtle?
a dragon
Oh, dude.
fucking turtle rise out of the sea with a massive roar as the boat rocks from the waves.
It's just it's the map. It's
first,
just the map.
First words out of Blaine's mouth. How are you?
I'm pretty positive with what time it is. We're gonna have to.
That's
save
all I was
this fight,
basically thinking, is that we're gonna have to put this on a cliffhanger.
'cause I do have to actually go to sleep somewhat decent time tonight because I work tomorrow.
So, as the entire crew now stares into the maw of a giant turtle rising out of the depths right behind the boat, we will see you all next time. Have a good night.
I hate you, Valena!